Our Chief Operations Officer, Bobby Hart. He's out there too. And our CEO, Mr. Bob Bright. Please welcome to the stage our senior state sponsor, Ms. Shelley Christmas.
Okay, first of all, we need Pendleton, the sponsor for Pendleton, to come side stage really quick. Okay, I wanted to welcome you guys to the 25th Annual Indiana State Convention in our new facility at French Lick. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. You like it so far? Okay. I want the following clubs to stand up. I need Bloomfield to stand up. Stay standing. I need Granger Christian to stand up. And I need Heritage Hills to stand up. These are all brand new clubs in the Indiana Beta system, so let's give them a warm welcome and tell them to have a lot of fun this weekend. Okay, you may be seated. Okay, general announcements. The coordinator meeting, for those of you guys coordinating competitions, I need to meet you backstage immediately after the session for a short meeting. The hospitality room will be open tonight from 1 to 7 and 10 to 12 for lunch and supper in room 1221, and it's the pool suite. Sponsor breakfast is tomorrow in the Colonnade room at 7:30 a.m. Sponsor folders inside of your registration packets. There should have been a black folder. Make sure you look in there if you are judging group talent or special talent. If you're not competing in those will be in there. So you guys will fill those out as those groups compete tonight and tomorrow. Okay, I also want to give you guys another thing. Okay, French and German. If you guys are taking French and German tests, there are no divisions with those, so you guys will go take those tests in Clifton B at 3:30. So if you're French or German, Clifton B at 3:30. Okay, I also need to make some introductions. We've got some visiting state status sponsors, so I'd like to introduce those. First, Sandra Hudson, Karen Noble, Cindy Wilson, Alice Trimble. We also have visiting state sponsors, including Kevin Minion from Virginia. And tonight, Jamie Brown from Kentucky will be with us also. Right now, I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. Bob Bright.
Good afternoon. This is the first convention for the Senior for Us. We're glad to begin that here in the great state of Indiana. We have 18 throughout the year, and I will tell you we will see no place in our 18 that we have the school spirit that you bring to this convention. So thank you so much for that. If you were at convention last year, if you would quickly raise your hand, please. Thank you. And you see we have a lot of veterans with us, and we, as Shelley mentioned, we have a lot of new people as well. Those of you who are returning, some of you have brought even more friends back, and we would like to acknowledge you at this time with the Golden Key Award. Those are those schools who exceeded last year's attendance to convention by 10%. The first of which is Northeast Du Bois High School. The second is Shoals Junior Senior High School. Next, North Central High School. And finally, Lagodi Junior Senior High School. So we encourage you, when you get back to your schools, to invite more of your friends to share what a good experience you've had and let them join your fellowship with us next year. Are you excited, for those of you who are returning, to be in this new facility? And you see some new additions. I want to thank Dr. Baker, who's chair of your council, and your Indiana State Council for working so hard to give you these wonderful facilities to have your convention in and to make sure that you're keeping abreast with the other states in the nation, that you have some of the best things that we have to offer. So make sure that you're tweeting and enjoying your time with us here at convention. I also want to acknowledge those of you who attended National Convention last year. There were 10 schools attending with 148 students, and the following national awards came back home to the state of Indiana. English Division I, 4th place, Bar Reeve High School. Ag Division II, 2nd place nationally, North Davies. Spanish Division II, a 2nd national to Washington Catholic. Also a national 4th in Club Trading Pin to Washington Catholic. A national 4th in Spanish Division I to Washington High School. And the national champion in Club Trading Pin, 1st Sullivan High School. Besides the changes that you've seen here today, we also have a change at the national office. Right next to me, beside my office, I have a new person, a Hoosier. It's our first Hoosier, and we're glad to have that Hoosier, and she's on stage behind me, a former graduate of Sullivan High School, working in our executive administrative department and also public relations, Miss Olivia Trimble. You never know. Those of you who are seniors, I know you're thinking about that a little bit, and as you move through your year, you'll be thinking about that even more, where life will take you. Olivia sat where you are now seating many years ago, not that many years ago. Life moves very quickly, but we're very excited to have Olivia with us at the national office. Enjoy the convention. Thank you.
On behalf of the Indiana State Council, we'd like to welcome everyone to French Lick. And at this time, I'd like to quickly introduce our state council. Some of them you already know. From the Assistant Superintendent from South Madison Community School Corporation, Ms. Sandra Hudson. From Sullivan High School, Karen Noble. And Superintendent of the Southwest School Corporation, Mr. Chris Stitzel, who could not be here today, has another commitment. And also at this time, visiting from the great state of Missouri, State Council Chair, Dr. Tim Hager. At this time, we are ready for our keynote addresses. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Our next speaker is someone that you know very well. He may be a campaign thief, but we still love him. He has many talents, including knowing every Taylor Swift reference under the sun, being a tennis master, and always coming in clutch. And on top of all that, he's even a straight-up thug. I've seen him jaywalking, going 61 in a 60, and if that's not a face of intimidation, then I don't know what is. But without further ado, y'all give it up for my good friend and your state secretary, Captain Clay Walker.
Okay. If you know me very well, then you probably know that I love superheroes, Taylor Swift lyrics, the National Beta Club, and the word clutch. For those of you unfamiliar with this clutch word, let me give you a scenario to describe it. A few years ago, I had just joined the WHS Beta Club, and like your typical average student, I had read my requirements and was ready to skate by with the bare minimum. But then, my sponsor, an older, more experienced betas, talked me into doing a couple different activities with the club. It was then that I was given the opportunity to be a leader. I was leading by serving others. Now I know most of you are sitting out there thinking, well, holy sardines, Captain Clay. What was clutch about that story? Well, clutch is commonly defined as a critical event happening during a crucial situation. And this definition works if you're out balling with former Beta Club member Kevin Durant, but I believe that clutch is better defined as simply aiding a cause in a crucial way. That is how the National Beta Club is clutch. Beta has great people out in the community, like our sponsors, that see clutch ways that we could plug in. We then get to be like superheroes and fight for truth, justice, and the Beta way. We get to do this by participating in different service projects to aid our fellow citizens. We also get to bring out our Star-Spangled Shield of Faith to encourage them, or just be their friendly neighborhood Beta Club to lend a helping hand. Now, Beta isn't only using this clutchiness on the community. It is also using it on you and me. To illustrate this, I'm going to use the powers of the Speed Force like the Flash. I'm going to use a flashback to my sophomore year. It was then that I was sitting like that. Yeah, you're way too attentive. That wasn't me at all. I was sitting like that. Hey, Taylor, are you asleep? Okay, good. I was sitting like that at my first ever state convention in a place that wasn't quite as beautiful as French Lick, Indiana. I was sitting in on the general session, and it had inspired me to start searching for my talent so that I can make a difference. Before that weekend, I was really shy. No, really, I was super shy. But at state convention, I met a lot of awesome betas like you and found that I really love speaking to people. So naturally, after the dance that night, my sponsor came up to me and was like, "Hey, Captain Clay, why don't you run for a state office next year?" And that's how the @CapClay14 adventure was born. Now, this story illustrates how Beta is clutch for its members. Your talent may not be speaking on stage. And that's great. This convention right here gives us all a plethora of opportunities to go out there and show our talents. To name a few, some of you may shine brighter than Iron Man's arc reactor on the subject test given here, while others will pinpoint your drawings better than Hawkeye shooting a bow and arrow. And still, some of you will hawk smash the competition in the quiz bowl and make your triumphant poses on this stage tomorrow morning. Whatever you find your talent to be, I encourage you to harness it and use it to make a difference. Oh, and if you happen to go through convention this year and don't quite find your talent, no worries. Stay involved in your local club, and your sponsor will find the perfect way to plug you in to find your clutch factor. Now, once we've all gone out there and found our clutch factors, we all know what will happen tomorrow once convention ends and we go through those doors into the outside world. We are going to go out there and be poised to make a difference using our talents. But haters going to hate. We are all going to go out there and face adversity. Every single one of us has that voice inside of our head telling us that our talent is not good enough. And people will come up to you and say that you are too fearful to ever make a difference. But the greatest way that Beta is clutch is that it gives us a local and a national group to belong to and the support to find the courage to follow our dreams. Because Betas, using our extraordinary talents, we can make that difference. So next time, just think, well, you've been getting down and out about those liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world. You could have been getting down to this sick speech. Thank you. Go out there and be clutch.
Now I'd like to introduce with you guys Tiger McSwain. It is his birthday today. So on 3, we're going to say happy birthday. We can't sing it because we don't have enough time. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
Sorry. Most kids are scared of the dark or that monster under their bed, but not me. You see, my dad played for the Clemson Tigers, so my nursery wasn't baby blue. It was orange, bright Clemson orange. Ferocious tiger beasts were plastered all over my walls, creepily staring at me all night long. Needless to say, I wasn't just scared, I was scared. But I eventually got over my fear, yet new fears have recently came into my life. Many of you seniors can relate. Tackling the piles of college admissions essays, scholarships that we have to write, taking the ACT or SAT, praying that our score goes up more than the last time around. leaving high school, even though we've complained about it for the past 4 years. We are not going to have to be adults. Just thinking about becoming an adult makes me think about another fear of mine, losing important things. I can't even keep up with the most two important things for a teenager, my car keys or my cell phone. You see, I even have a tracker on my keys, so just by using Bluetooth, I can find my phone, my keys. But you see, that one day, I couldn't find my keys or my phone. So I just had to log on to the good old Find My iPhone and find them. Well, that day, my confidence went down some. And I realized in the future, when I have kids, I'm going to have to put them on one of those annoying child leashes when we go to Disney World. Or to be completely honest, a simple trip to Walmart. We cannot fear our lives in the future. So, how do we become fearless? Here's some advice I was given. Every single day, do something that scares you. Go up to somebody you don't know and introduce yourself. Speak up for something you believe in. You see, our confidence might always be the best in the world, but be fearless while you do it. When I was younger, I feared tigers, but then I eventually got over that. So look into the eye and say, I'm not scared. On three, say, I'm not scared. 1, 2, 3. I'm not scared. So I challenge each of you to go out and make a difference. Betas, don't be scared. Be the change.
Now give us a moment as we clear the stage for our campaign rally.